The guest hut was essentially a glorified pile of clay with a thatched roof, but to Zishan, it was a five-star resort compared to the damp jungle floor. "Home sweet mud," Zishan muttered, ducking his 7-foot frame through the low doorway. He didn't even check for spiders. He just flopped onto a pile of dry furs in the corner. Crack. "Master, you sat on my sharpening stone," the tiny blue lizard shrieked, scurrying out from under Zishan's massive hip. "It's a lumbar support now," Zishan grumbled, not moving an inch. "Go away. I'm entering a state of deep meditation. It's a very advanced dragon technique called the eternal snore." Outside the hut, the peace was immediately ruined. A group of burly goblin enforcers were loitering by a well, and they had cornered a young, scrawny goblin, Ryuki. "Hey, Ryuki. I heard your mom, Kaori, was asking for extra rations again," one of the bullies laughed, kicking Ryuki's bucket over. "If you can't carry water, you don't get to eat. That's the law." Zishan groaned loud enough for the neighbors to hear. He pulled a pillow over his head. "Sora, deal with the noise. It's vibrating my meditation space." Sora, who was busy trying to figure out how to hang his cloak, looked at the door and then back at the lazy man on the floor. "Master, they're bullying a kid and his mom. Shouldn't you, be a lord about it?" Zishan lifted one corner of the pillow, his azure eye fixed on Sora with total apathy. "I am being a lord. I'm delegating. That's what high-ranking people do. Now, go be a wild hound or whatever and let me close my eyes." Sora sighed, but his eyes lit up with that familiar survival spark. He stepped out of the hut, crackling with a strange, dark energy. 10 seconds later, there was a loud thud, followed by the sound of several goblins screaming and running away. Ryuki stood there, trembling and covered in mud, looking at Sora in awe. But his eyes quickly drifted to the open door of the hut, where he saw the giant man in black robes, Zishan, who was currently trying to use a second pillow to block out the sunlight. "Who is that?" Ryuki whispered. "That's the master," Sora said, sounding a bit tired himself. "He's the strongest creature you'll ever meet, provided you don't ask him to do anything before noon." Kaori, Ryuki's mother, came running over to hug her son, her eyes wide as she looked at the High Lord's hut. She bowed so low her forehead touched the mud. Thank you for the mercy." From inside the hut, a muffled voice came from under a pile of furs. "You're welcome. Now keep it down. Some of us are trying to be legendary over here."